Hello boys and girls out there on YouTube, this is your Uncle Gurga coming today with a review of Marvel's The Avengers. I'm doing some MCU movies reviews in preparation for Civil War, who's going to be released next week here in Sweden on Wednesday the 27th of April. And I'm quite excited for that movie. So I felt like I want to do some reviews on what I think of some earlier stuff. So, if you don't know what the Avengers is all about, which it seems like most people have seen it, it is a movie that centers around a group of superheroes that come together to fight a bigger threat in Loki, who has the Tesseract, which grants him powers and also give him a huge alien army of Kintaurs, and he's basically gonna invade Earth. And that is kind of where the movie stands. And I have a very clear memory of when this movie was released. Literally every single guy in my class went to the first screening in my small town here in Sweden. It was a blast to watch it in cinemas. It was just that I also remembered it being quite overrated at the time, and I still would say I do tend to disagree with many people's opinions on this movie. I like the movie. It's very fun, it's very entertaining, and as an action blockbuster, it works really well. However, there are problems with the movie that I just can't overlook. I feel, by the way, I'm gonna go spoilers. There's going to be spoilers in this review because it's a movie that's some years old, so might keep that in mind. I would say that some of the dialogue in the movie are just a little too cheesy for my opinion. I just think that the dialogue sometimes almost sloppy. I mean, we do have some great dialogue between characters. We do have some good jokes and one-liners, but we also have some misses here and there. And I feel that's probably the biggest weakness of most MCU movies. They are kind of hit and miss when it comes to dialogues and one-liners in general. Either they will hit you very hard and very good, or they will be a total flop, and it's kind of an embarrassing one even, I would say. And I think. And I also think the villain of Loki, even though he is definitely the strongest of the Marvel villain Rooster we have, he is not as great as he could have been. He has just some facial expressions that just makes me uneasy and ease. I mean, literally, like this. I mean, what's that all about? I mean, I think his character is kind of bouncing back from being just traditional villain with a staff who's gonna take over the world to being a little jokerish. So it's kind of mixed what I think. But overall, he's a good villain, I guess, but it's not the best. If you tend to ask me. And it is a convenient movie. It really is a convenient movie, and you cannot deny that. I mean, how convenient isn't it that Iron Man just happens to fall exactly so he can hit the little hole that's happening with the Tesseract. You know, they're closing the portal, and he just comes down like the last second before it shuts. So cliche, we've seen it 100 times before, and I just think like it isn't necessary. I mean, why couldn't it be like at least 10 seconds before the portal closes? So that's just annoying. And of course, how are they talking to each other when the only one who has comms in their ears are really uh, Iron Man? That is a question that I still ask myself. I never get an answer. Another thing that bugged me is just how when Thor kind of kidnaps Loki from the aircraft when they have just captured Loki and are going to the helicarrier, Captain America is gonna jump after because Iron Man is following after Thor, but he waits like a minute and has like a chit chat, and then he jumps. But apparently he still found them. I mean, wouldn't the aircraft wouldn't the speed of the aircraft been so fast enough for them to be like miles away from where Iron Man and Thor landed? It's just like that is also kind of convenient. But hey, it's a summer blockbuster, so that those things are going to be in there. It's just that there are plenty of them, and because of them, I can't see this as a masterpiece, as many people do. Is it a comic book masterpiece? Maybe if you love the characters, and that is also another problem I have with this movie. I do tend to feel I do not have a connection to the characters in this movie. I have more connection to the characters in Age of Ultron, which we're gonna tackle on in that review. But I didn't care at all about Captain America in this movie. Iron Man a little. Thor is just a guy with a hammer smashing faces. I would say Bruce Banner slash Hulk has probably the most interesting story to be told here, together with Natasha Romanoff or Black Widow. But unfortunately, he gets kind of shoved away to the ending to be like a comic relief character, which he works fine for. It's a shame they used him for that. Now I've been a little bit pissy here, so I think it is time for me to address positive things about this movie, because, as I said, overall I do enjoy this movie quite a bit. The ensemble, as an ensemble movie, I think Avengers is really good. Yes, maybe, just like I said, the characters on their own doesn't stand that good in my opinion. I don't think they're fleshed out, but they have a very good chemistry with each other, and the comedic timing between the characters often work quite good. And seeing the teamwork between them, like when Captain America and Iron Man needs to work together to get the engine starting on the helicarrier, that is a very good scene. It's very fun. It is action packed. It's thrilling, and it's character development actually, even though they really don't get much better than that. I also like like I said, I like the characters of Bruce Banner and Natasha Romanoff.